Hello, my name is C. Wilson Troll. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to this, my hobby. Next, I want to apologize in advance if I butcher any pronunciations in the Swedish names. That being said, let me begin my story. Several months ago, I had somehow found my way onto a Kickstarter page for a game that instantly grabbed my attention. First was the stunning artwork of Simon Stålenhag. Then I began reading about the game being designed by Swedish game designers at Fria Ligans Publishing. It told of tales like Stand By Me, Goonies, E.T., and more recently, Stranger Things. At that point, I knew I wanted to back this game. And more importantly, I wanted to play it. I flashed forward several months, and with the game version in hand, I began plotting a story for my friends and family to explore. I'm going to be the game master for this game of Tales from the Loop. And before we dive into Chapter 0 of this tale, let me introduce to the listeners a brief primer in this, the 80s that never was. In Tales from the Loop, the players take on the roles of teenagers in a retro alternate 80s, solving mysteries and living in the world that has been shaped by the loop. Now, what is the loop, I hear you asking? Well, I'll read a bit from the book with a bit of paraphrasing. To put it simply, the loop is the nickname given to the largest particle accelerator of its kind in the world. Originally conceived by the Facility of Research in High-Energy Physics in Sweden in 1969, the loop and its twin, hidden deep in the deserts of Nevada in the U.S., are online and active to this day. In Tales from the Loop, it is currently the 1980s, one of the most iconic periods of time. Global pop stars, hard rock, and synth dominated the music industry. Technology for the masses like the Commodore 64 and VCRs and microwaves began to move into homes and become commonplace. In the 80s, anything seemed possible. But looming over everything else was the shadow of the Cold War. And, of course, the global threat of nuclear war. This and everything else that happened during the era is part of the game. But there's more to it as well. Things are not quite as you remember them. The 80s of this game are filled with strange technology and top-secret government-run projects, where balanced autonomous systems, commonly known as robots, are commonplace, and 10,000-ton gauze freighters float through the air like clouds. This is the era of Tales from the Loop. The discovery of the magnetron effect and the perfecting of robot technology in the late 60s have made things we consider fantastic commonplace in this world. Keep in mind that while seeing a huge gauze ship cruise above the ground is an awe-inspiring sight for the kids in the game, it is not something magical or fantastical. They grew up in this reality. For them, hovering magnetron ships and robots are as normal as jets and computers are to us. Tales from the Loop is science fiction, but it's not about the technology. At its heart, the game is about growing up in the shadows of strange things and solving mysteries. Now, with the history lesson out of the way, let's get back to the game itself. I love the core mechanics of this game. They're fast and simple, and leave open the storytelling aspects of role-playing games. The rules focus less on conflict and combat, more on exploration, relationships, and the characters' needs to balance solving mysteries with everyday life as school kids. In Tales from the Loop, the story is the thing. But, as with all role-playing games, at some point you will need to roll dice to resolve conflicts. Fria Ligans Publishing uses a mechanic from one of its earlier games, Mutant Year Zero. You simply grab a number of 6-sided dice equal to your attribute score, adding any skills and items your character may have, and you roll them all together. All you need is 1/6 out of all of those dice to succeed in what you're attempting to do. If you get any extra 6s, you can get bonuses, and sometimes help other players with their rolls. Now, I know it sounds easy, but it's not, as you will hear in the following episodes. We will be playing a mystery I call Ghost in the Graveyard, based on the children's game where kids pick a person to play as the ghost. That player then runs and hides while everyone else covers their eyes and counts. The object is to find the ghost, yell out Ghost in the Graveyard, and everyone has to try to get back to the home base before being tagged by the ghost. If anyone is tagged, they of course are it, and the game starts again. It's usually played at night and in large open areas. It's kind of like a reverse hide-and-seek. In this game, however, the players are going to encounter something out of this world. and they're taken on an adventure that will change their lives forever. Now, let me introduce to you the players of this game. Go around, and if they could introduce themselves and the name of their character, maybe what character they're playing. Who would like to start?
Sure, I'll go. My name is Dan, and I am playing Cyrus the Rocker.
Liz, and I am playing Matilda the Bookworm.
My name is Jeremy, and I'm playing Scotty the Bookworm.
My name is Raven, and I'm playing Riley the Jock.
Excellent. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of introduce you to an NPC that everyone knows. You guys can open up your character sheets and add this as an NPC if you haven't already. Some of you have already met him. His name is Joshua. Starting off, Joshua is an older student that you all know from one part of your life or another. He's always friendly and quick to give a nod when you are near. Even though he hangs with the cool kids at the high school now, he still plays games at the rec center with the younger kids. He's invited all of you to the North Street Rec Center for a game of Labyrinths and Lizards, a game based on popular young adult fantasy books circulating your school. This is a module of his own design, and we'll be using it as at an up-and-coming convention, and he wants you to work out some kinks. Spread out before you are pencils, papers, books, multi-sided polyhedral dice, and little painted metal figures on a hand-drawn map that covers most of the table. You take your seats as Joshua hands you your character sheets. He picks up his dice and gives them a quick tumble across the table. As he peers up from behind his trapper keeper, where he keeps his notes, he clears his throat and begins. Speak, adventurers. Tell the labyrinth your name and be welcome. And he looks to all of you to name off your characters. Now, the characters are completely up to you to make up as you wish. But what you make up becomes canon for Labyrinths and Lizards. Dan, you start. Name the character you're playing and tell us a little something about that character.
I am playing Lolinda, and she is, because I like that name, I'm going to keep that. She is a, she doesn't do falconry, but she's a hunter who hunts via owls. She plies her trade by trapping for things like that, and then she kind of adventures on the side when she hasn't found enough game to have enough furs to survive with.
Joshua says, welcome, adventurer. Who is next?
I am playing Frizz, and I can't remember anything about Frizz.
Frizz, you get to make it up as you wish.
Frizz is purple.
Why does she have purple skin?
Purple something. I don't know.
Okay.
She's a purple people eater.
Purple people eater. No
No.
problem. Joshua says, welcome, adventurer. Who is next?
Captain Cheese is my name, and I'm a privateer mouse. I was originally a pirate, but I decided it was too dangerous a life for me, and so I decided to change to hunting down my former allies. I will go after whoever you want as long as you pay the highest price. Welcome, adventurer. Who is next?
I'm playing Moondazed. He's a wannabe wizard, but he's really bad at magic, even though he looks like someone that'd be really good at magic.
Nice.
He's awful at it.
Excellent. So as you introduce your characters, Joshua hands you a small little figure that is based off the characters from the book. And these are the four main characters. What you described actually is from the book itself. On Roll20, you will find a couple of handouts. One of them is your Labyrinths and Lizards Player's Handbook. Can you guys go ahead and open that? In your handbook, it explains everything about your character. You guys all have 10 health points, and I believe as we created characters, we added those 10 points to your little icons on Roll20. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to pick your classes. Now, there are 3 classes. There is the Adept, who is kind of like a warrior wizard. They're okay with fighting. Their armor is really good, but they only have about 5 spell points that they can spend. Next is the Fighter. Really good combat, can cause a lot of damage. Armor is a little weaker, but doesn't really have any magical abilities. And the last is the Wizard. They don't really do that much damage physically, But what they can do is they can cast a lot of spells. They have about 15 spell points. Going around the table, in fact, let's go ahead and start with Liz. Liz, you were wondering about the classes. What kind of class do you want your character to be?
I would like mine to be a wizard.
All right. So make note of that. Keep your handout open. Anytime that you want to do combat during Labyrinths and Lizards, you automatically do 1 point of damage with your dagger, or you can spend your spell points. Now, your spells are listed below. You can cast Sleep, you can cast Fire, you can cast Cold, or you can cast Heal. Okay, as long as you have spell points, you can do this. Now, once your spell points are done, they're done. Okay? Next up, Dan, what kind of character do you want Lolinda to be?
She's a warrior.
She's a fighter? All right.
Yeah.
So keep note that you do 3 points of damage anytime that you do combat. And under the green, also, Liz, on the green, when you click on your character, there's a green circle. Put your armor in there. Right now, Liz, your armor is 1. Dan, your armor is 2.
Yeah.
Excellent. Jeremy, what kind of character is Captain Cheese?
In his years of exploring, Captain Cheese has found many skills, and so he is an adept.
Excellent. All right, so you have a 3 armor class. You do 2 points of damage whenever you hit somebody, and you have 5 spell points to spend.
Right.
Last but not least, Raven. What kind of character is Moondays? You said it was a wizard, but not a very good wizard.
So I'd say adept.
Okay. Same thing, 3 armor, 5 spell points to spend during the game.
Okay.
All right. Joshua gets up and he turns down the lights a little bit, and he sits down in front of his trapper keeper and he starts to read. You are a hero of the labyrinth, sworn to protect its secrets from the monsters that search for its center and the egg of Irgarten, the source of all magic within the realm. Recently, more portals from the nightless world have opened throughout the oubliettes, and cover guard of the Lizard Lord Darkspur has begun their latest assault. It is even rumored that the Lizard Lord himself is here, overseeing his most evil plans. Queen Sakura has sent you to defend the borders of the labyrinths and stop the evil Darkspur's minions. So if you look at your characters, each square is about 5 feet. Everyone can move 25 feet on their turn. And in order to do this, we're actually going to have you guys use your character's roll ability. Let's have everybody, real quick, to find out to see who goes first. Let's have everybody make a heart check. Now, to make a heart check, open up your character sheet, go to heart, and let's click on the dice there beside heart. So we got Jeremy, who has no successes, Raven has no successes, Dan has 1 success, and Liz has 1 success. Dan has a higher heart, so we're going to have Dan go first. Liz is going to go after him, then Raven, then Jeremy.
Just a quick tool check.
Yes.
Myself, Dan, and Liz all have 2 heart.
I have 3 hearts.
Dan actually has 5 heart.
Yeah, I'm all heart, baby.
Oh, okay, cool, got it.
Yep. Dan, go ahead and you can move your character 25 feet. You can look 360 degrees if you like.
Okay, we're at the start of the dungeon, basically, or the start of the map?
Correct.
Where we're at right now?
Where you're at right now is the start of the map.
Okay.
And you guys can talk amongst yourselves to sit there and decide it's like what's the best way to go.
Well, I'm just going to move into the room if you guys are cool with that.
Yeah. Now, can you guys all see all of the characters, or just yours in like a zigzag? See, now I can see Dan.
I saw just the tops of you guys there.
Yeah, okay. So same thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's all going to be a part of your vision. That's how Roll20 works.
To move your torch around, if you click on your character, there's that little 1 square that's up top. You can look around.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, cool.
Kind of triangle that's like behind me, and that's where I can't see. That's like out of my field of vision, right?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, Liz, what would you like to do?
Move in as well. What did you say how far we could move?
You can move 25 feet. Each square is 5 feet. If you're not sure, you can use the ruler there.
I was going to say, how do you do that?
That's why we're playing this mini dungeon before we actually dive into the real game.
Huh?
Okay. Next up is Raven. Where would you like to go?
I'm gonna move over here.
Excellent. Did you want to look around?
No.
All right, go ahead, Jared.
Done.
Excellent. As you push forward into the labyrinth, looking for the cover guard and Darkspur's evil minions, it's really quiet. You want to continue moving in?
Yeah.
All right. Dan?
Cool. My turn. Okay. Cool.
All right. Liz?
Okay.
All right. Raven?
Oh dear. Here.
Okay. And Jared. Excellent. All right, as you push even further into the maze, you hear distinct sound of hushed voices deeper in. Do you wish to continue?
Run away!
Yes.
I'm all for continuing.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take your turns and move around.
Cool, that's my move.
All right.
And there's mine.
There we go.
Raven,
Yes.
as you moved across the rubble there, I want you to make a sneak check. So open up your character sheet. One of your skills is sneak.
Alrighty.
Roll high, you terrible wizard.
All right, you got one success. So you started to slip on a couple of stones, but you quickly caught yourself. Put your hands down on the stones so they wouldn't make a lot of noise. Just around the corner, there are some stairs. Do you guys see the stairs?
I do.
Down the stairs, you know that there's a cover guard down there. You can hear them talking. Cover guard are lizard people dressed in robes, and they all speak with a hiss sound to their voices. So you know up ahead there's cover guard.
Are they easy breezy beautiful?
Terrible joke. Are we back around? Is that what just happened?
I believe so. Jerry, you moved your character, so yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I will say that if you end your turn on the rubble, you're going to have to make a stealth check.
I'm not on rubble, am I?
Nope.
I'm not.
Just letting people know.
Cool.
I got my... Oh, that's not... I covered it up. Let me check distance again. That was good. Go, Mousy, go.
Captain Cheese. So as you get to the top of the stairs, you discover that the cover guard have set up in an abandoned room at the bottom of the large stone staircase. There's only a few of them, but there could be more hidden deep within the labyrinth. You also see that at the bottom of the stairs, there is a large set of double doors. Now you could attempt to sneak down the stairs and pass the guard, or you could cross a very thin catwalk that goes across the top of the wall and will drop you right beside the doors. Or you can fight your way through.
How much wood is in that room?
Just the table.
That's not good enough.
You can't set them all on fire.
Not with that attitude.
Joshua holds up his hand to get everybody's attention. The way the magic works, the labyrinth dictates that one hero must choose the course of all. Step forward, hero. How would you like to proceed? So basically, one of you has to step forward and choose how they're going to get through this part of it. Either by sneaking down the stairs to the doors, by crossing the catwalk, or going down and fighting. You guys can freely talk amongst yourselves, but one person has to make the decision.
I'm okay with fighting. Are you guys okay with fighting?
I'm okay with fighting.
Captain Cheese never runs away from a fight.
Yeah, fighting's cool.
Alright, we're gonna fight, Joshua. We're gonna fight you, Joshua. We're gonna fight those guys.
Well, then what we're going to do, before anybody moves, I'm going to go ahead and set up the turn order.
We keep the same turn order in this?
Yep. For the rest of the game, it's going to be the same turn order.
Nice. Including pick of loot.
Smart.
You loot bandit.
Fact.
And Liz was next.
Yep. There is.
Olinda, you are 1. Frizz is 2. Moondays is 3. And Captain Cheese, you are 4. So does everybody see the turn order?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so you guys have chosen to fight the cover guard. Lolinda, you are first.
Okay. I guess I gotta move forward to be able to fight them, huh?
Yep. In combat, you have to be standing right beside them. And magic can be done anywhere within the room.
Okay. What's home? Alright, I think that's all I can do this turn.
All right, Thriz, it's up to you. Thriz, if you turn to your left, can you see anybody?
Oh yeah, she's not far enough down the...
I couldn't figure out how to get it going because it was all black in front of me. So figuring out how far I can go sometimes is a little difficult. But
No worries. All right. So if you can't see any of the cover guard, then you can't cast any spells on them yet. So next up is Moondays.
I don't even know how far I went. such a small space with...
Oh, Jesus. There's so many of them.
Good to know.
Riz is going back out.
I think I'm just gonna hang right here, guys.
So many. There's only 4.
T. And they're just little ones.
Yeah. Good, man.
So, Moon Days, you do have spells. Did you want to cast any spells on these guys?
Yeah. I'll go fire.
Oh yeah, rock no burn.
Alright. So, according to your player's handbook, what does fire do?
It is 2 damage. And it costs 2 points.
Alright, so if you subtract 2 from your spell points...
Oh man, that's some hard math right there.
Yep.
Maybe you can use that college that high school education.
Yes.
So I'm going to say Fireball actually will affect anybody within a, let's say a 15-foot radius. Who do you want to hit?
Darn it.
This guy?
They're all... Yeah.
Alright, so you cast your Fireball. Boosh.
Man, I can't see anything that's going on.
You will soon.
So that will hit this guy over here too.
Oh. Maybe I'm not as bad as wizard as I thought.
So it hits these 2 people and causes 2 points of damage.
Raven's gonna turn around and go, "Hey guys, look what I did!" And then throw us on.
Boosh.
And my hand is still outstretched with the spell coming out, and I'm like, wow, this is so awesome.
Alright.
I'm capable of damage.
Alright, Captain Cheese, it is your turn.
I had an idea, but I realized that Captain Cheese heads from No Man. Is there a place next to Moon Days to the left?
Yeah.
And that's where Captain Cheese is going to try and end up. Right here.
Alright.
Well, that looks less than optimal. Maybe that wasn't such a hot idea by Captain Chiz.
So either.
Chiz says...
What does Shez says?
Chiz says... I only see 2 guys. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, well, there was 4, but then I came in and kicked some booty.
Alright, so... Captain Chiz wants to do some damage before he can then run in. So he's going to try and do a spray spell.
He's a French privateer, Mouse?
Listen, that's where we're ending up. So let's do some cold damage. 2 damage apparently kills these guys, so we're going to go ahead and aim for the one on top. Actually, it'd be really cool to land it right in the middle of them. So like this. How do I indicate squares?
So if you use the arrow key, the arrow button, instead of like the way you move, if you press and you hold on a square, it does a circle like this.
Perfect for that. See where I'm blinking?
Yep.
We're going to spray that spot with a little bit of cold dart.
Read me the player's handbook. What does cold do?
2 damage, costs me 2 points.
Alright, go ahead and subtract those 2 points.
I went to college, so I know that 5 minus 2 is 7.
25-foot radius, so that's going to hit both of them. Alright. So the guards didn't know what hit them. You guys came running down the stairs and you took them out in one round.
I didn't see anything happen. I think they're all joking.
Alright, then you won't mind not getting any loot.
So go ahead and move forward. There's really no loot to grab. Labyrinths and Lizards is more about companionship than looking for treasure. Although treasure does sometimes find its way in your pockets. So make your way to the door and stop right in front of the door.
Are we talking down here?
Yep.
I don't see it. I don't see a door.
There are a lot of people in there.
Yeah, the door is open, so you can see through it. Joshua says, the halls beyond the double doors is long and wide, with a circular room at the midway point. A fire can be seen over the lip of a pit in the room's center, flickering light up towards the dome some 30 feet above. Standing stark black against the firelight, several robed figures can be seen. More cover guard. One among them you recognize as Commander Heigl, a resentful lackey of Dark Spur. You also notice that one of the cover guard look a little off. Although the hall is large, you know you can't sneak your way past them. Here you can attempt to charm the commander, use contact on the odd-looking guard, or you can lead your group into battle. Once again, an obstacle is before you. Step forward, hero. What would you like to do?
So do we use our...
Yes, moving forward, we're going to start using your skills.
So our characters use our main character skills?
Correct.
Okay, so guys, I have a really high contact. It'd be interesting to see what that does.
If you want to go in and see if you can make contact and actually talk to them, the rest of us can hang back with our spells primed and ready to blow some stuff up.
We'll have to get close to be able to do any type of damage anyway, so if this goes awry, we can always start swinging.
Which hero is going to step forward and make the choice for the group?
Lolinda.
Alright, Lolinda, what would you like to do?
I would like to go in. How does contact work on this?
So basically, contact is a skill that allows you to know the right person at the right time.
Okay.
We'll have you go ahead and roll your contact skill, and as long as you get one success, you succeed.
Okay. Do I need to move into the room first, I'm imagining?
I would say at this time, no. Go ahead and just roll contact and let's see what happens.
Okay.
Well, you weren't joking.
Yeah, good job. One success. All right. So go ahead and sneak into the room, and I want you to get to this point right here. So as you move forward and you're looking at the one cover guard that looks a little odd, he turns and sees you, looks back at the other two who don't seem to notice him, and he comes over to you. As he takes down his hood, you see that he's not a cover guard. He's actually an elf, one that you have seen before in the courts of the Queen. He is trying to infiltrate Darkspur's evil plan, and he's willing to help you moving forward. Now, how would you guys like to proceed? You can either try to charm your way through, you can try to charm Commander Highgull, which you know is someone who doesn't like Darkspur, or you can try to lead your party into combat.
That's the captain, I'm assuming?
That's the captain.
Okay. I mean, we can continue to try and charm them, I suppose, friends.
My charm is 1.
My charm is also 1.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my charm is 3. It's not with the attribute, it's a 3.
Oh.
Mine is 6.
With the attribute, my charm is a 6.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I do not have any charming skills.
That's because I have a high heart.
I'm a charmless person.
So speak, adventurer, what would you like your party to do?
I mean, if this is our friend, we don't necessarily want to blow his cover, because if we get into combat, we have to either pretend to fight him, or, maybe he turns and blows his own cover. So I would say we should try and charm our way through this so that he can keep his cover.
All right, adventurer, since you are the one that makes the choice, you're the one that has to make the roll.
Okay.
So roll your charm. You did not get any successes. You tell the elf your plan, and he thinks that Highgull is very susceptible to flattery. So you both move forward. Go ahead and move your character beside him. And you turn to Commander Highgull, and you try to charm him. However, it doesn't work. Commander Highgull is actually offended that you would think that he would turn his back. Even though he doesn't really believe in Darkspur's plan, he still will not turn on the Lizard Lord. Now you are all going into combat, so we'll start at the top. Let me go ahead and put these guys in combat mode here.
Lolinda,
Well, it's going to get interesting.
So the one to Lolinda's left is our buddy.
Yep, I'm gonna change his name to Bob. It's Bob.
Bob!
Bob the elf. All right.
That's what he's been up to, but apparently infiltrating some lizard men.
getting a species change operation.
Yeah. Hey,
So-
that's his choice.
That's right. Lolinda, you were actually you moved forward, and your turn is spent trying to charm the commander, which didn't work. So the next up is Thriz. Thriz, what would you like to do?
Move forward.
All right, Thriz, you can move forward.
Yeah. Here.
All right. You can cast spells.
Yes, I'm gonna cast fire.
Don't hit me.
Hey, come on, it's not Moon Days.
And who would you like to cast Fireball on?
Not Bob, but the one that looks like Bob.
The cover guard?
That I'm standing right closer to.
Alright, so here's what I want you to do. We're going to test out a couple more rolls. So for combat, on your character sheet, I want you to use the skill Force. That's your combat skill.
Awesome.
Now in the actual game, Force is used anytime you're trying to lift something heavy, if you're trying to fight, or any type of physical stress situation.
I am bad at Force and got no success.
So you cast a Fireball, and it lands here. So it kind of
How do we
sputters out.
mark if we use the points, or do we just where do we use those points?
I'm going to say since you didn't actually hit anybody, it didn't cost you any spell points.
Okay, but
So
is that
that's the blue.
okay?
so-
Do I put in the total that I have?
Correct. Which I believe since you are a wizard, you have 15 total.
Yep. Now I'm in the game.
Now you're in the game. Next up, Moon Day. What would you like to do?
Oh, man.
Alright.
And I think... Am I able to cast a spell at this dude over here?
If you can see him, then yes.
Okay. Throwing a fireball.
If you get a success, you hit.
Use the
Oh,
Moon
really?
Days.
You did not get any successes. So, just like Liz's fireball, it sputters down the hallway and doesn't hit. Alright, Cheese Meister, what are you going to do?
Apparently, listen. Alright, so I'm going right up in this guy's face, and we're going to try and bash his head in.
So, same thing, use Force.
Swing and a miss.
Oh!
Awesome at this game, guys.
So now is interesting. We're gonna add something new to your skill set. So we kind of understand how to roll for skills. What some of the skills are that you guys are gonna be using, such as like charm and contact and force and sneaking. One of the things I want to tell you about are luck points. You can spend a luck point even after a failed roll to re-roll. There's also what's called pushing the roll. When you push a roll, you're basically pushing yourself. Now the problem is with pushing a roll, you do get a condition added. That's the scared or the angry, things like that. This round, if anybody misses, tell me if you're going to use a luck point or if you want to try to push the roll. Okay?
Okay.
Excellent. Alright, it is now the cover guard's turn. And he is standing right in front of Captain Cheese.
But his vision is based on movement, and Captain Cheese is moving. That's cool.
Alright, he got one success. Alright, so Captain Cheese, you take 1 point of damage.
Grab onto your rope.
Next up is Bob. Bob is going to move over here beside Commander Highgall.
Stab him in the butt.
He's going to attack him. Oh, swing and a miss.
We are will we nesting it?
I'm telling you. Alright, next up is Commander Highgall. He's going to turn and take a swipe at Bob. How dare you! 2 successes.
That volume went out again.
Bob throws off his robe, runs up to Commander Highgall and swings. Highgall steps back, the sword misses him, he lunges forward, stabs, and Bob falls to the ground and dies.
Oh,
We are at the top of the list. LaFW, what would you like to do?
no!
I see Bob get whacked, so I'm gonna actually run down.
So LaFW runs across the hall and...
I want to take a swing at Doucheface here.
Nice.
So I hit Force.
You hit Force. You got a success. How much damage does your weapon do?
3 damage.
Alright. He's been hit. Pretty hard, too.
Nice.
Next up, Thriz. What would you like to do?
Then I'm going to move here, and I'm going to cast spell of cold.
Tell me what cold does.
Cold makes you shiver. It's 2 damage. And it says dart 25 radius. It's either a dart or you can do a spray. So I'm going to do the dart.
Which only cost you 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll.
And that's the force as well.
Correct. No successes, but that's okay. Doesn't cost you any spell points if you don't get them.
Okay.
It's Moondays' turn. Moondays, what would you like to do?
I like Bob, so I'm gonna go avenge him.
Avenge the Bob.
To go avenge the Bob, and I'm gonna shank this guy. Slick. Force.
2 successes.
Holy cats, well I know who's going to be fighting for us.
Oh yeah.
Moondays runs forward, leaps over the fire pit, and comes down upon Captain Highgull, who lets out a hiss right before his demise. Commander Highgull is dead. Captain Cheese.
I look my enemy square in the eye, and I say, my name is Captain Cheese. You killed my Bob. You're going to die. And it works.
And it worked. The cover guard is dead as well.
Funny story. Joshua listens to me say that, listens to Scotty say that, remembers that he goes on to help make Princess Bride 6 years later.
Lolinda, what would you like to do?
Well, why not continue the onslaught?
Should we take a moment to pay our respects?
To Bob.
Linda does a quick, I salute you, Bob, and then runs into,
You're gonna okay, do me a favor, before you jump into there, stop right back here.
Okay.
And fall into the acid pit.
The hall opens up to a chamber lit by torches. Symbols and pictographs line the walls and ceiling. In its center, a large sarcophagus adorned with ancient glyphs of power and emits an eerie hum. Surrounding the sarcophagus are more cover guard and a large purple-robed figure that has to be Dark Spur. Before you have a chance to do anything, he turns to face you, letting out a long hiss, fitting of the Dark Lord, as he yells for his minions to attack. So you guys don't have a choice here, you have to do combat. Lolinda, go ahead and finish your move. You stopped right beside somebody, so go ahead and roll for combat.
Can I use luck?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So to use luck, subtract one of your luck points,
Okay.
and now re-roll the dice.
Huzzah!
One success. All right, you come in and you swing at him, and he falls down. Next up, Thriz, what would you like to do?
I would like to move here,
All right.
and
If you can see them, you can cast a spell on them.
not sure I can see them. I can't see anybody.
Turn your character, because I'm pretty sure that if you shine your light down there, you can see him.
It's based on line of sight.
I see Lolinda. All the way down there, but I don't think anything I have hits that far.
No, you can see that. If you can see them, you can shoot them. The distance is once you shoot the ground, how far the splash goes out.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, we'll go for fire then.
And who are you attacking?
I am going to attack the purple one.
You're going right for Dark Spur. So roll your dice.
No success.
No successes. Did you want to try to push the dice or push your luck, or?
I'm good for now.
All right. Next up is Moon Days. Moon Days, what would you like to do?
I'm a cast something. I'm a cast call on big purple bud over here. Oh, jeez.
No successes. Did you want to try to use luck or push the dice? Push yourself?
I don't want to waste my luck point here.
Your luck's going to refresh before we start the actual game.
Okay, then yes, I am.
All right. 2 successes. You cast a spell. It hits Dark Spur.
That's great.
How much damage does that do?
2. Shouldn't it also hit the minion?
It's going to get him. It's going to get him. Might as well do it.
These effects are fantastic.
I'm
All right.
kicking booty.
It is now Captain Cheese's turn. All right, Cheese.
Cheese moves up. Ooh, I didn't see the other guy there for a second. 25-foot radius. How far? Where can I drop an attack to hit both of those guys?
Can I meta for just a second and keep your blood off the dais?
No, that's the goal here, actually. We're gonna drop a cold spray right here.
I believe the spray gets a 10-foot one, I think, isn't it?
Yep.
10 foot, 5 points.
I see what you're doing. All right, so roll it.
Alright, here comes my awesome force of dose. Alright, and we're gonna do a little bit of luck, and we're gonna try this thing again. And Captain Chez says a little prayer to the cheesy mouse gods. And they ignore him.
Oh, it is now their turn. Dark Spur moves over to Lolinda.
So, you want a tango? Let's do this.
So, Lolinda, you take 1 point of damage.
Okay, does my armor do anything on this?
Nope. You are also poisoned.
Oh no.
So at the beginning of every turn, when your turn comes up, you take an additional 2 points of damage till somebody heals you. Next up, Cover Guard. I think, can the Cover Guard get to you guys? Yep, 25. He doesn't see Thriz, but
I didn't even see that guy back there.
He sees Captain Cheese, and he runs up and he makes a swipe with his long curved sword, only to miss. We are now at the top of the turn. Lolinda, you do take 2 points of damage from poison.
I'm just gonna attack the dude in front of me.
Go for it. And you hit. How much damage you do?
3.
He does not look happy, but he is still up and breathing. Next up, Thriz, what would you like to do?
Heal me.
I was thinking maybe I'd cure poison, or it doesn't. So it's 1 spell point. It's a heal target 4 points for every 1 spell. 4 points for every 1 spell point, or cure poison afflicting a single target.
Yep.
So I'm going to cure the poison.
Excellent.
And that's still a force roll.
Yeah.
I tell Joshua that this game is hardcore because healing spells don't just work.
That's right.
0 successes.
No!
You want to try to push or use your luck? I will say this is the end of the game, so...
Yeah, I will use my luck point.
Alright.
How do I keep track of me using my luck point?
There should be, next to your luck points, there should be a little up and down so you can tick one up or tick one down or whatever.
Right, so do we put 3 in there to begin with if I have 3 and then just tick it down?
Yes.
That's what I did.
So I have put in your luck points in there, and then you subtract it down every time you use it.
Okay, and then I'll roll again. There you go.
You're the best!
Alright, Dan, go ahead and remove the, there you go. Perfect. Alright, that was Thriz. Next up is Moon Days.
Question real quick.
Yeah.
Can she move, or can she only do her spell?
No, she can move too if she wants.
I would recommend moving Lizzie. That way that guy's not next to you.
Okay.
So Thriz runs into the room and casts a spell on Lolinda, removing the poison from her blood. Now Moon Days rushes into the room.
How badly do you need healing, Dan?
I don't need healing. I've got 7 points.
Am I able? I don't think I'm able to attack from this far.
You can cast a spell if you have spell points left.
I have 1 spell point, that's why I asked.
Okay.
I can only cast healing at that point, so I guess I can only move.
Alright.
I mean, if you want to heal me, you can. If you can't use it for anything else.
I might as well. I can try.
Alright. Roll it. And you succeed. Dan, you are healed. Alright.
4.
Yeah, it's like a 4, yeah.
Okay, so I'm back to full health.
Excellent.
Hooray.
Alright, Captain Cheese.
Cheese is all by himself, but he's not scared.
Cheese is all alone. Cheese
stands alone.
So here's the thing. Cheese lied. So he swings and misses, and now he's scared, so he's gonna swing again. And he's so scared that he does not hit again. Can you only push once during
You can only push once or use luck once.
So yeah, despite taking the scared condition, he still did not successfully smack this guy in the face.
So and the more conditions you take, the less amount of dice you get to roll. So just be warned on conditions when an actual game.
Oh, that's no bueno.
In order to get rid of conditions is when you go to your anchor or if you go to your hideout and spend some time there. You spend a scene there and it starts removing those conditions. Dark Spur does not like the idea of Thriz removing his poison, and he raises his claws. As you spittle in his face, he swings and he misses.
Woohoo! That was a great defensive spittle.
That was. You got him right in the eye.
Ultra raspberry.
It's very effective. Top of the order. Lolinda, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna jab him right in his tail.
Nice. 1 success. How much damage did that do?
3.
Alright, he... and looks at you, curses something under his breath in lizard speak. Thriz, what would you like to do?
Melinda winks at him.
I'm gonna go ahead and try and do cold damage, cold spray
Okay.
damage, on board.
Come on, Schwartz. Come on, Schwartz.
Oh!
I'd like to use another luck point.
Okay, roll the dice across the table.
Got it. Sorry.
For clarification, luck points were based off of age. Was that correct?
Base up is basically, yes, it's you start off with 15 luck points and you subtract your age. And that's how many luck points you have left. The older you are, the less lucky you are.
Oof.
Oh! She pushed her luck and she couldn't do it. Next up, Moon Days.
Shake 'em. Darn it. I guess I don't shake 'em.
Alright, did you want to try to use luck or push?
I don't know how many luck points I have.
It's on your character sheet.
It says I got 0.
How old are you?
I'm 14.
So you use your luck point then, Lindy.
Well, your starting luck point is 1. Have you used your luck point?
Yes, I used my luck point.
Oh, okay, so then yeah, you are out of luck points. You can still try to push. You can push the roll, which you can do, but it will give you a condition.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Alright, Captain Cheese.
Captain Cheese is still terrified. He's going to try to stabby stab, but he's thinking about this. So can I use any other stat in this?
If you're using combat, it's force. All combat is force.
Can I look around? I'm gonna have a question for you after we're done too.
Yeah.
But can I have a very high investigate, comprehend, or empathize?
Yeah.
Would I be able to I'm standing on blood? Would I be able to investigate and pull him onto the blood, or trick him into sidestepping or something? Because 1d6 is a 1 in 6 chance to me actually hitting this guy. So I would, as a fearless commander, I'd be looking for other options.
Gotcha. So what you can do, if you want to try to, let's say, it's going to be comprehend. Comprehend is basically the ability to have the right piece of information at the right time. Go ahead, roll your comprehend skill, and I will give you a dice for every success you get.
Cool. Sweet. Excellent. Let's go a little luck. Alright, we'll try that again. Oh my god.
This is just a board game and not real life.
Alright, well.
Alright. So you try to taunt him forward to see if he can step on the blood, but he just stands there with his sword. So it's now their turn. Dark Spur. Last person to take a swipe at Dark Spur was Moon Days. So he's gonna swipe at Moon Days.
Mad at me, bro.
And he hits you. You take 1 point of damage, and you are now poisoned. Now if you click on your character, go ahead and give yourself the poison. Perfect. The cover guard is going to take a swipe at Jeremy.
Do not want.
And misses. Misses horribly. Horribly. I knew you'd like that. Alright, Lolinda. Go for it.
Swinging at the purple.
1 success.
Good.
So you take a swipe and you hit as Starkspur swings toward Moondays and hits Moondays with a claw. You take the opportunity to lunge in and just stab him. And he grabs the knife that you stabbed him with, and he falls back dead. Turns to mist, and he is gone. And as he disappears, so does his cover guard.
Captain Chit says, Gracias.
So, Joshua closes his book and says, "Well done, heroes. Darkspur has been defeated. But instead of joyous triumph, you feel a dread something isn't right. And it's up to one hero to discover the reason. You can investigate the area for any clues, or you can feel empathy, kind of understand why the Lizard Lord was here among all places, to try to understand his purpose in this chamber. Or you can try to comprehend from your past knowledge what the looming danger could be. Step forward, hero, and learn the truth."
I would like to investigate.
Chess has a 7 to investigate.
So do I.
I have a 5.
So it's up to the bookworm. Who is going to take this opportunity to step forward for the labyrinth?
Chess is scared. He doesn't know what's going on, so I would say it's the other bookworm.
Okay.
It is moi, Therese.
All right, Therese. What would you like to do?
I would like to investigate.
All right. So go ahead and take your investigation skill. Roll it.
Uno successo.
Excellent. The sarcophagus looks kind of odd. And as you look around it, you see some strange metal shapes that lie near the floor, near the sarcophagus. And you notice that near that, you find that the sarcophagus has an actual seam. There's a seam that runs up the middle of the box. Then there's a rumble. You feel a rumbling, and the stone box crumbles to dust, revealing a clockwork device made of wood and metal shapes, like the ones on the floor. It ticks and clicks and whirs in a menagerie of mechanical tones. On one side, a clock with a single hand slowly ticks backwards. 100, 99, 98. What would you like to do? You can try to build a basic tool out of the parts lying on the floor to try to stop the device. You can tinker with the device itself to try to disable it. Or you can try to understand what the device's true purpose is.
I would myself want to understand. Is that all right with the rest of the party?
Which ones understand?
You calculate. The calculate skill.
Yeah, I can calculate. I do have a 4 total.
I have a 2.
You're a jock.
I would normally have a 4, but since I'm scared, I have a 3. So.
Okay. And Lolinda?
My calculate is 3.
Okay, so I have the highest calculate at the moment.
Can we comprehend anything with this?
One thing that you can do is you can try to help each other. To help each other, you use the same type of skill as Liz is going to do. For every success you get, gives her an extra dice.
Okay, so could we can comprehend instead of calculating?
So no, it's comprehending. You can try to. Well, comprehend will give you the right piece of information for the right time. So if somebody wants to comprehend instead of helping you, that might give you an idea of what you need to do.
But I have to calculate.
You would have to calculate, yes.
Okay.
But if somebody wants to roll comprehend,
I will try to comprehend and try to understand like what exactly she needs to figure out.
Okay.
Yeah, I can also do that.
All right.
I can try and help her with the calculate.
Okay,
But
so
to help, we have to do the same skill, right?
correct.
So disregard mine.
Calculate.
Okay. So let me make sure I understand what's going on. So, Jeremy, you're going to try to comprehend what's happening to try to give an idea of what they need to do, correct?
That'd be great if I could, yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead and have you roll that dice first.
And that was the first roll.
The first one, that you just did, the one success?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you got one success, I'm going to say, Liz, you get an extra dice.
Okay.
Now, Raven and Dan, you guys are going to try to help Liz with calculate. So I want you both to roll calculate. Raven, you got a success. Dan, you didn't get a success. Okay, so Liz, go ahead and roll your calculate.
Okay.
You got one success, so that's pretty much all you really need. If you want to use Raven's and Jeremy's dice, you can.
How do I do that?
Click that, that'll open up your dice roller. And at the top of that, you see all these different types of dice. Go ahead and roll a 6 and then a 6 again.
Oh, geez, sorry. That was me spamming too.
2 4s?
2 4s. You only got the one success. So, because you have to roll a 6 to get a success in this game.
Yep.
So, but you were able to figure out what the device is. So the machine basically is a harness engine. What it was designed to do is to sit there and drill down into the labyrinth and find the egg. And when it finds the egg, it's supposed to destroy it. So you know now that this needs to get destroyed. You can either build something out of the parts that are lying around to try to stop it, or you can tinker with it to try to stop it. What would you like to do?
What was the first one again before tinker?
Build. You can build something out of the random parts to come up with something to destroy it, or you can tinker with the device itself to destroy it.
Does anyone have a build or tinker that is okay?
Since I'm scared, it's only mine's the highest is 3.
My tinker is 4, my build is 3.
I got a 2 for both.
I have 3 for both.
So I could tinker with it.
Can I help him?
You guys can all help as well.
So you roll the help first.
You roll help first to see if you guys get any successes. For every success you get, Dan gets an extra dice to roll. He's already going to get one extra dice because you calculated first.
Okay, and then I'm going to do my tinker.
All right.
So you get 1 extra dice.
Dan, you have 1 extra dice. Jeremy, did you want to do anything? Yep. Dan, you have 1 extra dice.
Alright, I missed how she did that. So I roll, and then I just
roll your
another D6?
Yep, roll a tinker, and then just open up your dice roller and roll an initial D6 and see if you get any more 6s.
On.
Oh! So you start tinkering with it, and there's a click. There's a click and a whirl. Did you want to try to push or use your luck?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I'll push my luck. Do I just get my normal roll, or do I still get the help roll as well?
You do not get the help roll in this one. You just get the normal roll.
Yay!
Oh, I need to take a condition though, right?
Yes. Now you need to take the condition. You take the condition after you make the roll.
Oh, good to know.
Okay, I'm angry.
So, you roll the dice across the table, but you get 2 successes.
So what I did there, I was like all angry that I couldn't figure it out.
Yep.
So then I Fonzied it, and I was like,
The dice flip. 2 of them come up 6s. Excellent. So you start tinkering with it, and you pull out pins, and you take out a cog, and the thing just falls apart in your hand. So now the machine lies shattered on the floor. So well done, heroes. You return to the Queen with news of Dark Spur's death and the harness engine's destruction. Tonight, a feast will be held in your honor, and the Labyrinth will sing your praises.
I first like to toast a toast to Bob.
Poor Bob.
Bob.
Poor Bob.
We Bob.
So that is the end of the game. That's the end of the Labyrinths and Lizards. Joshua thanks you for coming in, and he comes to each of you.
I tell Josh we should switch the name of his cold spells slash dart and be splash. Then I recommend you get a dictionary and a thesaurus.
He needs more of them.
Because I like books and he's
always love books. So who won the first challenge? Who did the first challenge? Who stepped forward and said, "I will be the hero"?
Was that to go and fight?
Yep, the first round.
That was me.
So Dan, Joshua turns to you, and he picks up your little lead figure, and he says, "That was amazing. I want to thank you for playing my game. I want to give you this," and he gives you your character, little Lolinda. He gives Lolinda to you, and says thank you. So on your character sheet, this is an item that you now have.
Okay. Alright, so it's consumable.
It is. It's basically It's basically when you use it, you lose it.
Is it true if you don't use it, you lose it?
That's what I hear, but it's a myth. Who took the tech thing? That was you, Dan, and Liz. But since you already got an item from Joshua, Liz, Joshua comes up to you, and he takes a 20-sided dice, and he hands it over to you. It's a beautiful purple 20-sided dice. And he thanks you for helping him with his game. You can enter that into your items list.
Okay.
All right?
Is it the same thing? Use it, lose it?
Use it and lose it. Raven, he turns to you, and he goes, I've seen you play soccer now for quite some time, and I've been talking to the coach at the high school about you, and he's very excited for when you finally get up there. But what impressed me the most is how you willingly jumped in to help with one of the puzzles to try to help as best as you can. I want you to have this. And he takes the character sheet. That's your character's character sheet, and he gives it to you. So you now have the character sheet for Moon Days. That's going to be an item for you. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
And Jeremy, last thing he does is he turns to you, and he goes, I don't really have anything else to give out. But you know what? I really liked how you played your character. Your character, it actually inspired me that you were so close to the character in the book. You embraced the whole cheese thing. You threw in some puns. I actually felt that you were the cheese. So here, and he pulls out a small badge, and he slides it over to you. And he says, "This is my junior fireman's badge when I first started being a volunteer fireman, and I want you to have this. Instead of giving +1 dice, I'm going to say, and because you're going to lose it after you use it, I'm going to say this item will give you an automatic success. All right?
Oh.
So instead of giving you +1 dice, if you decide you want to use this item, it will give you just an instant success on what you're trying to achieve.
Nice.
I say thank you, Joshua.
Thank you. All right. So that is the intro to skills and luck and pushing and conditions and everything like that. By the way, if you did get any conditions while playing this game, go ahead and take them off. Now, one thing I was not expecting is that this actually took a lot longer than I thought it would. So it is completely up to you guys. Did you guys want to continue, or did you guys want to stop here and then do the next game will be starting actually in Buckler?
For me, I think it would be best if we do the next game.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's go ahead and quickly decide when the next time we want to get together. What do you guys? What is February 12th?
That should be fine, I think. That's the next week. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. So let's aim for February 12th. Raven, how does that look for you?
I'm always freed up.
I know. Okay.
You and Jeremy should hang out.
I know, right? All right, February 12th it is. We'll come back and we'll actually dive into Tales from the Loop, and we'll actually give you guys some adventures, some mysteries to solve.
Hooray!
Hooray! Huzzah!
All right, guys, that was fun. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thanks, yeah.
All right.
See you later.
You guys have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
And you too.
Wow.
So now we have our players. Liz and Jer will be playing bookworms. Dan is playing a rocker, and Raven, my daughter, will be playing a jock. To introduce them to the world of Tales from the Loop, I wanted to draw back on my own experience in the 80s, that of belonging to an after-school D&D club. I made some fast friends through that club, and my love of the hobby was born. Next time on Tales from the Loop Ghost in the Graveyard, our teens will sneak out of the safety of their homes to play a game that will quickly turn serious. The truth behind Hunter's Woods, and why the kids call it Haunter's Woods, will be revealed, and a chase through an underground sewer that will leave scars that will affect the whole town of Buckler. I hope you join.